we are going to discuss about integration formula now. So in integration we have different formulae. The first base formula I can say, that is integral x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. Here this is the base formula for integration I can say. So here n is some constant, x is the variable, we are integrating with respect to dx. So x is variable here, x power n dx. So what the x power n dx means? What should I write? X power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. What is this c? C is called as integration constant. Integration constant. So when we have to write this integration constant means, in integration they didn't use some limits for integration. That means generally integration means 1, 2 like that, some limits they will give. From where to where we have to do integration. Suppose from here, suppose from 4 to suppose 8 like that. So some limits are given, then what we will do means here we have to, no need to write c. C is called as integration constant. C is called integration constant. So when should we use the c value means? Whenever they didn't give any limits for the integration, there are no limits for the integration, you use the term c. Use the term c. If there are limits are there, lower limit and upper limit for the integration, then no need to use c. So you are using this integration when no limits are applied. From where to do, from where to start and where to end, we don't know. Such a type of integration is called indefinite integration. Indefinite integration. Indefinite integration means we don't know from where to start and where to end. They are not given any limits. Then we have to use the constant called c. C is integration constant. C is integration constant. I hope you are clear with this integration constant about c, what we are writing here. Fine. Now let us see, that means this formula is applicable for all the situation means no. There is a special case. N is equal to minus 1 if you take, we can't apply this formula. This formula is not applicable for whenever n is minus 1. N must be other than minus 1, then we can use this formula. This formula is used only when n value is taken other than minus 1. Okay then. If at all n is equal to minus 1 is there. Now see here, I told other than minus 1. Suppose minus 1 is there, then how to apply this one? Here if you observe this one, integral x power n dx equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Now what I did here, x power minus 1. So when I am taking here minus 1 means, here we have to write it as ln x. Remember, ln x is nothing but log x base e. Ln x is nothing but log x base e. We can write either ln x or log x base e, anything is good. So ln x is nothing but log x base e. I hope you are clear with this one. So I can write integral x power minus 1 dx is there. I would write as ln x plus c. C is integration constant because it is indefinite integration. We are not giving any limits means indefinite integration. So integral e power x dx. What is integral e power x dx means? E power x plus c. Integral b power x dx, there is nothing but b power x by ln b. Ln b means nothing but log b base e. Log b base e. So you have to remember this formula. Now we will see the next one, that is ln x. Integral ln x dx. This formula also, just memorize this formula. X ln x is e minus x plus c. Don't forget ln x is nothing but log x base e. Next one, integral sin x dx minus cos x plus c. Integral sin x dx minus cos x plus c. Integral cos x dx sin x plus c. So integral cos x dx is sin x plus c. Integral tan x dx minus ln cos x plus c or ln secant x plus c. How you wrote, sir? Minus ln cos x is equal to ln secant x. How you wrote? Remember this formula. Here bottom you can observe a log b is equal to log b power a. Have you observed? A log b is equal to log b power a. Here minus log of cos x is plus c is there. This minus if I take to the numerator, that means minus I have to take the power, because a log b means here, a log b means log b power a. So minus is there means minus 1, that minus 1 if I take to the power here. So log of cos x power minus 1, cos x power minus 1 means 1 by cos x. Cos x, this minus 1 will come up. So minus cos x power minus 1, cos x power minus 1 means 1 by cos x. 1 by cos x is nothing but secant x. 1 by cos x is nothing but secant x. So integral tan x dx is equal to ln secant x plus c. C is called integration constant. Fine. Now we can write integral tan x dx to these two formulas, either minus ln cos x or ln secant x, anything is fine. Integral cosecant x dx, integral cosecant x dx, there is nothing but minus ln cosecant x plus cot x plus c. You have to memorize this formula. Now integral secant x dx, ln of secant x plus tan x plus c, this is one formula what we have. Integral cot x dx means ln of sin x plus c. Integral secant square dx, tan x plus c. Integral secant square x dx means tan x, because you know differentiation of tan x is secant square x. So integral secant square dx is tan x. Integral cosecant square dx is minus cot x. Actually d by dx of cot x, differentiation of cot x is minus cosecant square x. So cosecant square x dx is minus cot x plus c. Integral cosecant x cot x dx is minus cosecant x, because differentiation of cosecant x is minus cosecant x cot x. So just integration is reverse. So integral cosecant cot x dx is minus cosecant x, we can write like that. Integral secant x tan x dx is secant x plus c. So we have to memorize this formula. Sir, is there any derivations for this formula, sir? Yes, everything we have derivations, but now for physics point of view, as we are discussing, you can memorize this formula. If you can, it is better. No means we can also derive this formula, that is up to us. Now coming to here, differentiation formula. Right now I am just discussing only the formula, I am not discussing the derivations, just a formula I am giving you which to be memorized. Differentiation formula now, d by dx of constant, d by dx of c I wrote, c is nothing but constant, any constant differentiation 0, d by dx of x, dx we can cancel and we can write 1. Remember, in integration I told you one formula. In integration what I told means, when I discussed about integration, integral x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. This is the base formula I told. Many problems will be connected with this formula I told. Like that, coming to the differentiation now, d by dx of x power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. Don't forget this formula, we have to apply. So you can take x power 2, x power 3, x power 4 like that, and we will apply these things. And other formula to remember means here, d by dx of e power x is nothing but e power x. Remember, d by dx of e power x is e power x. If you go back here, integral of e power x, if you observe, what is integral of e power x dx? E power x plus c. E power x only, integral e power x dx means e power x. So differentiation of e power x is again e power x. So like that we got here. So d by dx of e power x is nothing but e power x. Remember this very important formula, d by dx of b power x. Some b is some constant, b is some constant. So d by dx of b power x means I can write b power x ln b, b power x ln b, very important formula. So now d by dx of ln x, d by dx of ln x, ln x means remember, don't forget, log x base c, log x base c, d by dx of ln x is nothing but 1 by x. So integral 1 by x dx, what will happen here, integral 1 by x dx? Sir, did we discuss anything that integral 1 by x dx? Yeah, we discussed here. Sir, if you didn't wrote no integral 1 by x dx, you didn't write here, you wrote x power minus 1 no sir. Yes, what is that? Integral 1 by x means, integral 1 by x dx means x power minus 1 only. So integral x power minus 1 dx is ln x. So differentiation of ln x is 1 by x. Differentiation of ln x is 1 by x or x power minus 1. If you want, we can write 1 by x. No sir, there I wrote x power minus 1 no. Yeah, we can write here x power minus 1. Anything is fine. I hope you are clear with this one. Next, Formula to be noted, very important formula related means trigonometry. D by dx of sin x is cos x, d by dx of cos x is sin x, d by dx of tan x, d by dx of tan x is secant square x. Observe, integral of cos x. What is integral cos x dx? Sin x. Integral sin x dx minus cos x. Integral secant square x dx tan x. Where did we get this formula, sir? Yeah, we explained. Already we discussed that one in here. See here, integral sin x dx is minus cos x. Integral cos dx is sin x. Integral tan x, not tan x. Integral secant square. Yeah, I discussed that one also. Integral secant square dx is tan x. So similarly here in these trigonometric functions also you can observe d by dx of sin x is cos x means integral cos x dx is sin x. D by dx of cos x is minus sin x means integral of sin x dx is minus cos x. D by dx of tan x is secant square means integral of secant square dx is tan x. Like that we can just compare those things. Now d by dx of cosecant x is minus cosecant x cot x. Remember, d by dx of cosecant x is minus cosecant x cot x. D by dx of secant is secant x tan x, secant x tan x. D by dx of cot x is minus cosecant square x, minus cosecant square x. Okay, if you take integral cosecant square x, integral cosecant square x dx, it is minus cot x. Where did you get that one, sir? Integral cosecant square x dx is minus cot x, you told now. Yeah, observe here, integral cosecant square x dx is minus cot x, minus cot x. I hope you are clear till here. So like that I can write the formula here. Observe, integral cosecant x cot x dx is minus cosecant x. Integral secant x tan x dx is secant x plus c. Like that we can compare these differentiations and integrations things actually. I hope you are clear till here now. Okay. So now I want to say that in integration I told that integral x power m dx is equal to, I have written here as x power m plus 1 by m plus 1. Also I written it as plus c. And I told this is indefinite integrals because they are not given any limits. Suppose they are given limits also from integral sum x1 to x2. From the initial position x1 to final position x2, they have given lower limit and upper limit. Then you no need to write the integration symbol, that's the integration constant value. Here now it is called as definite integrals. Now this is called as definite integration. What I am doing here is definite integration. We have to apply the limits. We have to apply the limits. Question arises, how to apply the limits? Very easy. Whenever I have taken any function f of x and lower limit is x1 and upper limit is x2 is given for a given function, then simply I can write f of x2 minus f of x1. Like that I can write f of x2 minus f of x1. So always substitute in the function upper limit minus lower limit. This is the way to apply the limits. Now what happened here? You observe what we wrote just now. Integral x power m dx equal to x power m plus 1 by m plus 1 and upper limit is x2, lower limit is x1. Fine. Let us substitute the limits. So first of all, before substituting, I am taking the constant outside. What is the constant here? Observe. M plus 1 is constant. M plus 1 is constant. So I have taken constant outside. And this is the function. Our function is x power m plus 1. M plus 1, okay, constant. X is our function, given function. So upper limit is x2, lower limit is x1. So what should I write now? First substitute upper limit in the function, that is x2 power m plus 1 minus x1 power m plus 1. This is the method to apply the integration limits, lower limit, upper limit. So now you no need to write again c here, no need to write c, integration constant not required. The first one, this formula we call it as definite integrals. This formula we call it as definite integrals. This one we call it as definite integration. Now we are calling this as this is indefinite. This is indefinite integration. This is definite. Definite means from where to where we have to know. This is indefinite integration. Sorry, I think just now this is definite. No. This is indefinite integration. Indefinite means no limits. Definite means there are limits. That's the only difference. So indefinite, when we are writing, we are using C, integration constant. And when we are writing definite means we are not using C, no need of integration constant, no need of integration constant. That you have to remember here. I hope you are clear with definite integrals and indefinite integrals. Definite means we have limits, lower limit, upper limit, no need of writing integration constant. But there are no, it is indefinite integration, we have to use the term C. C is called as integration constant. And here how to apply the limits means I told you, always in the function substitute upper limit minus lower limit. That is the method to solve the application of limits. I hope you are clear with this, how to apply the limits. First substitute upper limit in the function, then lower limit in the function. Small example I will take. For this problem point of view, small example I will take. So they have given integral x squared dx. So integral, let me take integral x squared dx. Lower limit is, let me take not 0, let me take some 1. Lower limit is 1, upper limit is 2. These are the limits. That is, it starts from x equal to 1 and ends at x equal to 2. That is the limits provided. First of all, integral x squared dx means x power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1. This is the integration formula. What I know, x power n dx means x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. But your limits are there, 1 to 2. First, what I have to do here in the denominator, here observe 2 plus 1, 3 is there, that is constant, keep it outside. Then apply the limits, first apply upper limit, then apply lower limit, So what we can write here, 1 by 3 is equal to 2 power 3 minus 1 power 3. So I can write now simply 1 by 3, 2 cube means I can write simply 8, 8 minus 1, 7, answer is 7 by 3. So simply I can write 7 by 3. This is how we have to do integration. Generally when we have to apply integration, so we have to apply integration when we have to find the area of y-x graph. Suppose they are given this is a y-axis and this is a x-axis and they told y is equal to x cube, find area. So find area they are asking means what I have to do means I have to apply integration. That is, what should I write here? Integral of y dx, because y is varying with respect to x, integral y dx. So integral y dx means what should I write? Integral area is equal to I can write as integral y dx. So integral of x cube dx is there, Suppose they have given limits also from where to where, find area between x equal to 1 to x equal to 2 or x equal to 0. Let me take for convenience x equal to 0 to x equal to 2 they told. So this is the limits also they have given to find the area between x equal to 0 to x equal to 2. So now what happened in the place of y? I substituted what I placed here. In the place of y, I substituted x cube here, integral x cube dx. This is the finding area. Remember, whenever we want to find area of the graph, we have to use integration. Sir, when should we use differentiation? Slope of the graph, you have to use differentiation. Okay, leave it about that now. We are going to discuss about what? Integration. So whenever they are asking us to find area, then immediately how to apply integration. Fine. Integration limits what they told, x is equal to 0 to x equal to 2. Between x equal to 0 to x equal to 2, 0, 1, let me take this as 1, 2. Between this is some curve is there here. So from 0 to 2, between this they want area. That is the question actually. Y is equal to x cube like that. Suppose we take the graph is like that. Suppose for example the graph is like that. Then between 0 to 2, what is this area? This total area we want. So we are applying integration. Area is equal to what? Integral y dx. So y value is what? X cube dx. Limit 0 to 2. First of all, Whenever you observe integral x cube dx, what I can write? X power 3 plus 1 by, this is our formula, right? We discussed x power m dx means x power m plus 1 by m plus 1. So x power 3 dx means x power 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is 2. So what should I write now? Yes, 2 power 3 plus 1. First of all, now don't do this one. First what we will do means, we will take out the constant. The method will follow. What I suggested method? Your denominator 3 plus 1 constant, you keep it outside. So now function is x power 4 and lower limit 0, upper limit 2. So what we have to do, I told, always substitute upper limit minus lower limit in the function. Upper limit first. What is upper limit here? Yes, upper limit is 2. What is lower limit? 0. Substitute upper limit in the function 2 power 4. Then lower limit in the function 0 power 4. 0 power 4 means 0. 2 power 4, 16. 16 by 4. So my answer is 4. So area is 4 units. Area is 4 units. Whenever we are taking the graph here, suppose this is y x graph, y is in function of x graph I have taken. Then if you do integration, we can find area. And if you do differentiation, we can find slope. Differentiation of yx graph will give us slope. Integration of yx graph will give us area. Like that, we can apply the limits from where to what. Suppose I want area from here to here I want. So we can apply the limits. Suppose 0, 1, 2 and it starts from here 3, 4, 5 and suppose is 6. So the limits now can be taken as what? 0 to 6, 0 to 6. This is definite integration we are applying because we are taking the limits. So there is no limits, indefinite, we don't know where we have to start, and that means where to end, we don't know the information, then say indefinite integration. Okay, so to find the slope what we'll use? Differentiation. To find the area, that means area, what we'll do? Integration. Whenever area mentioned, do integration for that one. And if the slope they mentioned, do differentiation. Like that we have to use differentiations and integration. Differentiation for slope of the graph, integration for area of the graph. I hope you are clear with the differentiations and integration application. Okay then, thank you.